everyone, welcome. This is a NACAC Rural and Small Town SIG College Spotlight for Dartmouth College. My name is Kate Featherston. I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions here at Dartmouth. We're super excited to be on the call here today. I'd like to introduce you to a little bit about what makes Dartmouth special. So we are a 4-year residential college. We're private. We are the smallest member of the Ivy League at just under 5,000 undergraduate students, so about 4,400 undergrads. We're located in Hanover, New Hampshire, and I'll talk a little bit more about our location later. But just to go into some basic facts about who we are 15% first generation, 43% students of color, 15% Pell eligible. We have over 60 different majors, and we are a liberal arts college, but our most popular majors include economics, government, engineering, computer science, and psychology. We have a 95% graduation rate within 6 years, and I'll talk a lot about this later, but an important thing to note about what makes Dartmouth Dartmouth is that we're a liberal arts college with the resources of several graduate schools. Great, so we'll start with a little bit about our location. So we are located in Hanover, New Hampshire, which is on the border of Vermont and New Hampshire. We're on the New Hampshire side, but you walk 5 minutes and you're in Vermont. So place is a big part of what makes Dartmouth unique. So we are a small college town. There are about 10,000 folks that live in the town of Hanover. And as you can see from this picture here, we're in a pretty rural area. So we're surrounded by the White Mountains of New Hampshire and the Green Mountains of Vermont. And we're located about 2 hours north of Boston and about 3 hours south of Montreal. So we're pretty easily accessible to bigger cities through something called the Dartmouth Coach, which runs every hour to those major cities, but we are also in this rural location. That doesn't mean that we're isolated though. So as you can see here, our student body is really representative of the world as a whole. So our students come from all 50 states, 92 different countries, and speak 50 different languages. We are also a place that draws really fantastic researchers, speakers, and guests to campus pretty regularly. I like to say that we're sort of a magnet for intellectual and social life here in the Upper Valley. So most recently, during the Democratic presidential primaries, we hosted nearly every candidate at least once. This is because New Hampshire is one of the first places in the nation that votes during the presidential primaries. So imagine being able to chat with Andrew Yang or take a selfie with Elizabeth Warren's dog. These were things that our students were able to do this fall because of our location in Hanover, New Hampshire. So we are a quintessential college town, grounded by nature. So we like to say that we're sort of hugged by woods. And you'll see that in all of the pictures of campus, that we are definitely a place that takes advantage of our location and nature. So you'll see here, just to kind of give you an idea of where we are. We have the green, which is in the center of campus right here. It's sort of our quad space on campus. A fun fact about the green is that it's actually owned by the town of Hanover. So very few colleges, I think, in the country can say that their quad is owned by the town, but it kind of shows you this special relationship that we have with the town of Hanover. Just above the green here on this picture, you'll see the main street of town. So really right off campus, you'll have access to over 30 restaurants, local and national stores. It's surprisingly cosmopolitan in this very small place. It's very walkable as well. So students like to take advantage of the resources that Hanover has to offer, but also that the campus is really open to the town as well. You'll see that we don't have any gates or fences. We're not trying to keep the town of Hanover out. We actually actively invite them in. So we are in this place called the Upper Valley. So the Upper Valley is home to some amazing nature, and our students definitely take advantage of it. So whether it's through Bait and Bullet, which is our hunting and fishing club, or the Dartmouth Outing Club, which I'll talk more about later, students love to get outside and have fun no matter the season. So our location informs a lot of what our students do for fun outside of classes, but it also informs a lot of our programming. So here we have a picture of our organic farm, and a lot of students do research there. So whether that is research into bees or research into sustainable agriculture, all of that is available to students right on campus. So it does snow in Hanover, New Hampshire. You probably noticed that none of my photos so far showed any snow. We do have all 4 seasons here in New Hampshire, and we're open year round. We have students on campus all 4 seasons, and you truly get the best of the seasons. And I think students really love the fact that we are able to get all different types of weather and really take advantage of that and get outside and have a ton of fun. So this is a photo from our annual House Cup broom ball competition. So this is just an example of students kind of getting outside and enjoying the place that we call home. So as a student, you genuinely have access to our entire institution. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get not only a small liberal arts college, but you also get the resources of a larger research institution. So we have 4 different graduate professional schools, and about 70% of our undergrads participate in research during their time as an undergraduate student here at Dartmouth. So we have 4 different graduate schools, the first being Geisel, which is our medical school. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is not because I expect students to be thinking about graduate school right now, but because you may take advantage of the resources that we have here at Dartmouth at our graduate programs as an undergrad. So for example, at Geisel, which I just mentioned, as a junior, you can actually apply directly to Geisel, our medical school, without having to take the MCAT. At Thayer, our School of Engineering, you can earn a BSE, or a Bachelor's of Science in Engineering, in 5 years in conjunction with your time here at the college. At Tuck, which is our School of Business, you can take up to 3 classes at the MBA level as an undergraduate student. And that's a pretty unusual thing for a liberal arts college to have access to. So we also run on a quarter system. So you may have mentioned, or may have heard earlier that I mentioned that we have students on campus year round. That's because we have 4 quarters a year that closely align to the season. So we have fall, winter, spring, and summer terms. And we ask students to be on campus 3 of the 4 terms. So some years you'll have really traditional schedules. So say you'll have classes in the fall, winter, spring, and have the summers off. In some years, like your sophomore year, you participate in something called sophomore summer, which means that you'll stay on campus and take classes during the summer, but have another off term. That gives you some flexibility in terms of how you make your course schedule. And with our flexible quarter system, our curriculum and classrooms also really need to be flexible. So our curriculum centers around the liberal arts, with the idea that the best prepared college graduates are those that have pursued both a breadth and a depth in their course content curriculum. We want to challenge you to take classes in content areas that you may be less familiar in, but we also have distributive requirements that are general enough that you can shape your own Dartmouth trajectory. I like to say that there's no 2 similar ways that students sort of navigate their Dartmouth curriculum. To foster your learning, our classes are intentionally small, on average between 20 and 30 people. Our student-to-faculty ratio is 7:1. We really want to ensure that your professors have the flexibility to teach the way that it is best to learn. So whether that's taking your class to the Ronner Special Collections Library, like you see here, and examining primary source documents right on hand, or you can go over to the organic farm and study bee colony collapse in person, as opposed to studying it on a PowerPoint. Our professors are first and foremost teachers. Our faculty members are folks that could work at literally any institution that they would like, but they choose to work at Dartmouth because of their commitment to undergraduate students. And that kind of shows you that in the percentage of students that do research with us, but also just in how committed our faculty members are to working with students one-on-one, whether in office hours or during class, like in this photo here. Beyond Hanover, this flexible Dartmouth curriculum and D plan allow our students to study abroad at very high rates. So while the national average for college students to study abroad is 10%, at Dartmouth that number is closer to 60%. So we have 30% of our students that study abroad twice, and then 10% that study abroad 3 times or more. So the Dartmouth plan gives a lot of flexibility in terms of when students can go abroad. And because all of our abroad programs are Dartmouth focused and Dartmouth run, means that you can fulfill a lot of your major requirements while you're abroad. So that's another reason why it's just so popular. We have over 60 programs that students can choose from across the world. You can choose a more traditional sort of language immersion program, so things like studying Mandarin in China, or you can choose a topic or subject-based program like studying biology in Costa Rica. So community is a huge part of what makes Dartmouth Dartmouth. So our students are not competitive with one another. They're approachable, they're collaborative, and they're just plain nice. So Dartmouth is a highly residential campus. 90% of our students live on campus all 4 years. And this isn't a campus where you go home on the weekends. This is really a place that you come to call home. There's always something going on campus. We have over 350 different clubs that you can join. We have 35 Division I sports teams and just as many club teams. So if you want to try a sport for the first time, or if you are an expert and want to play at a really high level, you can do that as well. Our students are also really engaged in the outdoors. Our most popular club is the Outing Club, which I mentioned before. It's the oldest outing club in the country. It arranges outdoor excursions for our students. So whether that's hiking, kayaking, camping, fishing, anything that you can do outdoors, regardless of the season, our Outing Club handles those trips and makes those accessible for students. Your financial aid will also carry over to do those trips. So our students are also really engaged in both local and national politics. So I mentioned earlier about national political figures that come on campus and students are able to chat with while they're here. But our students are also engaged in local politics. So actually our New Hampshire state representative for the area in which we call home is actually a Dartmouth student. So it kind of shows you how committed Dartmouth students are to this rural community that we're a part of. Okay, so we offer several resources that rural and small town students can take advantage of. And I'll talk about a few of them here, but I would love to talk offline as well about some more that we offer. Primarily, we offer 2 fly-in programs, and both are rural affirmative. So the first is Dartmouth Bound, which is a program for first generation and or low income students, and typically also students of color. And that is a program that typically takes place in the summer, in between the junior and senior year of the student. So you want to apply for that in early spring of junior year. We also have our Indigenous fly-in program, which happens every fall, and you want to apply for that in the summer between your junior and senior year. The Indigenous fly-in program is specifically for students who come from Native backgrounds or are interested in Native studies at Dartmouth. We offer travel funds to visit for admitted students on financial aid. We also offer several options for virtual tours and info sessions. Those are listed on our website. I've left a couple links here, and those go throughout the year. So you'll be able to find up to 4 or 5 different sessions that happen live every single week. We also offer several student supports once you get on campus. I want to focus on 2, but we definitely have others. The 2 that rural students specifically take advantage of here at Dartmouth are the First Year Student Experience Program, or FISEP. FISEP is a pre-orientation transition program for first-generation college students. The program is 4 weeks long. It happens before orientation and helps with the transition to Dartmouth. You get to take mock classes, move into your dorms early, meet other first-gen students. It's a really fantastic program, and if you have any questions, please let me know. We also have Strengthening Educational Access with Dartmouth, or SIG. It is a rural college access program for youth in our region. So if you are a counselor from Vermont or New Hampshire, please let me know, and I would love to chat a little bit more about what we offer with that. You can also find out more information on our website. Great. Finally, I'd like to cover our admissions process. There are 2 ways to apply to Dartmouth, through the Common App or through QuestBridge. I'm actually the QuestBridge liaison for Dartmouth, so if you have any questions about the match, happy to answer those. The deadlines, QuestBridge is usually late September. We also offer early decision and regular decision. Early decision is due November 1st, and regular decision is due January 2nd. We are currently requiring the SAT and ACT as of today. But we are not requiring the SAT 2s. We offer application fee waivers through the Common App, but you can also contact us for those fee waivers. We also offer need-based financial aid, and we meet 100% of need for all of our students. So not only are we need blind in our admissions process for domestic students, but we also meet 100% of that need. And there's several ways that you can calculate your need. at Dartmouth. There are a couple calculators on our financial aid website that can be a good place to start. And our financial aid counselors are always happy to talk with prospective families about those calculator results. Our average scholarship is around $55,000. We also do not require a deposit for any student. Great, so here's my contact information. If you have any more questions, I'd be happy to help. I also left some information for our social channels if you want to kind of get in contact with us and learn more about the Dartmouth experience. So thank you so much and talk to you soon.
Great, excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I will send you the link
Okay.
as soon as it's done.
Great, thanks, Andrew. Have a good day.